This video is sponsored by Supply Handlers. Things are moving really quickly this summer. The transfer window doesn't officially open until the 15th of June, but we already have a number of clubs that have already completed some transfers. No, we don't mean that they've sent bids or shown interest. The whole deal is already done. And we're not talking about some minor sales or whatever. We're talking about the big fish. Who are some of these guys? You'll find out in this video today. These are 10 big transfers that have already been completed this summer.
Hey fam, this is your chance to build the jersey collection you've been waiting for. The Goal 90 bundle deal is live. Buy 2 jerseys and get 10% off. Buy 3 and get 15% off. Buy 4 and get a massive 25% off. Club kits, country kits, retro classics, pick your favourites and save big. And yes, every order comes with free worldwide shipping. The deal runs only until the end of May. Goal 90 bundle deal. Buy more, save more. Shop now at Goal 90 Shop.
We'll start with Anthony Gordon. Barcelona didn't even waste time with this one. One day we hear that the Spanish champions are going for the Englishman. The next day, everything is already done. On the 29th of May, Gordon officially joined Barcelona, turning down other clubs like Arsenal and Bayern Munich, who were also interested. Not long after, the winger was unveiled as a Barcelona player where he spoke fluent Spanish and Catalan. Apparently, it had always been his dream to play for the club, so perhaps that explains why everything happened so quickly for him. He must have said a very loud yes before Deco even finished making his proposal. Gordon signed with the Blaugranas in March, but his new 5-year contract doesn't start counting until the 1st of July. Now, while Gordon has decided to leave the Premier League, Andy Robertson chose to remain there. He said goodbye to Liverpool after the last game of the season and has now completed a move to Spurs. The North London club showed interest in him in January, but Robertson decided to finish the season with Liverpool and get a proper Legends farewell after 9 years of service. After Anfield bade him farewell, he moved over to London and signed the papers, which allowed him to join Spurs as a free agent. The club announced him as their player on the 5th of June. And well, after a terrible season where they found themselves battling relegation for the most part, Tottenham knew they had to move fast this summer, and they've been doing just that. In addition to Robertson, they have also completed the signing of Marcos Senesi. The Argentinian centre-back was one of the best defenders in the Premier League in the 2025-26 season. He helped Bournemouth secure European football for the first time in their entire history and was being monitored by a lot of top clubs. Considering he was a free agent and seemed to have options, everyone thought he'd take his time to pick his new club, but he made his decision even before the window officially flung open, choosing to remain in England and join Spurs. People have questioned his decision-making for leaving a club heading to Europe for one that just came out of a relegation battle. But, well, I guess the new season will tell us whether or not he made the right choice here. But perhaps the earliest deal that was completed this summer was that of Antoine Griezmann. The Frenchman officially signed a contract with Orlando City way back in March. Considering he was in the most important part of the season with Atleti, he received some criticism for the timing of it. But being a free agent, he could actually do whatever he wanted. Anyway, Orlando City, an MLS franchise based in Florida, has already unveiled Griezmann as their new designated player for the season, and he'll be officially joining them after the completion of the World Cup. Now, reports say that Casemiro might also be joining Griezmann in the MLS after the World Cup, but of course, that has not been completed just yet. But Man United have not wasted any time to sign his replacement. The Red Devils have already completed the signing of Ederson from Atalanta. Both clubs reached an agreement for a €45 million package with add-ons included, and the 26-year-old Brazilian midfielder will now be heading to Old Trafford to try and fill the shoes of his fellow countryman Casemiro. Interestingly, Ederson had already agreed personal terms with Atleti a couple months back, but the club was unable to reach an agreement with Atalanta. This allowed Man United the opportunity to swoop in and do what had to be done. But that surely won't be all for Man United in this window. Reports say that they intend to sign another midfielder this summer, as Manuel Ugarte is also expected to leave the club, so stay tuned for more transfer updates coming out of Old Trafford. Another midfielder who has upgraded clubs already is Ismail Saibari. The Spain-born Morocco international has been on PSV's books for 6 years now, but from next season he will be playing for the German champions, as Bayern Munich have reached an agreement to sign him from the Dutch giants. Having been called up to the World Cup with Morocco, the medicals are expected to be done there in the US to enable Bayern to close everything very quickly. Having said goodbye to Leon Goretzka at the end of the season, Bayern Munich were always going to go out for a midfielder this summer, and well, they have decided to get it out of the way very early in the window. But of course, one of the biggest transfers of the summer so far has been Ibrahima Konate to Real Madrid. As the season wound down, it looked like the French centre-back would go on to sign a new deal which would commit his future to Liverpool, but not long after the season ended, a bombshell dropped saying that he would be leaving the club with immediate effect after both sides failed to reach an agreement on terms of a new deal. Following his departure from Liverpool, Real Madrid, who had pulled out from signing him some months back, re-entered into the race and were able to get an instant yes from him and secure his signature for free. In a summer where they have lost David Alaba and where Militao is out injured, this is surely a very big signing for Real Madrid. But they did not end there. They also secured the signing of Denzel Dumfries from Inter Milan. The Dutch wingback was being heavily chased by Liverpool at the beginning of the window, but following the sacking of Arne Slot, those links died down, leaving Real Madrid to have a free run at the player. The Spanish giants paid his €20 million release clause and were able to get him out of his contract with Inter. With Carvajal having left the club at the end of the season, Madrid were always going to be in the market for a right-back this summer, and they have just gone and got themselves a top one in the person of Denzel Dumfries. But you know what's crazy? That's not even all for Real Madrid's summer. Florentino Perez is promising one more Galactico signing this summer. He announced that he'll be sending a club record bid for a mystery player who turned out to be Michael Olise. Although the Bayern Munich president has come out to say that the Frenchman is not for sale, not even for €200 million, this right here is still something to watch. When Perez wants a player, he almost always gets him. And even if he doesn't get Olise this summer, he has shown that he is in the mood to spend big money in this window. So stay tuned. And it appears that all the clubs just coming off bad seasons are moving quickly in this window, because Chelsea too have completed the signing of Valentin Barco, securing his services from their sister club Strasbourg. With Enzo Fernandez's future still hanging in the air, it was important that Chelsea went out to get a midfielder very early in order to give themselves some leverage if needed. Also, considering the 21-year-old midfielder has been included in Argentina's World Cup squad, completing this signing early was smart in case he goes on to have a great tournament and his value skyrockets. Now, while Barco's moving to the Premier League, Kieran Trippier is leaving. The English right-back said goodbye to Newcastle this season after 4.5 years at the club, and he didn't take long to complete a move to Wolves, who just got relegated from the Premier League. It came as quite a shock to a lot of people, as the 35-year-old could easily have gone to Saudi, the MLS, or maybe even the Turkish League, but he decided to follow Wolves down to the Championship. Well, let's see if he'll be able to bring them right back up in 1 year. Well, there you have it. 10 big transfers that have already been completed this summer. If we had added coaches, this would have been a much longer video. Jose Mourinho has joined Real Madrid, Xabi Alonso has joined Chelsea, Andoni Iraola has joined Liverpool, Enzo Maresca has joined Man City, Marco Rose has joined Bournemouth, Bruno Genesio has joined Marseille, Marco Silva has joined Benfica, Max Allegri has joined Napoli, Felipe Luis has joined Monaco, and on and on. Now, which of these signings do you think will end up being the best and which will end up flopping next season? Can you predict who your favourite club is going to sign next this summer? Get in the comments and talk to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content. Catch you in the next one. Bye.